The Cardinal football team is at the halfway point of the season, and with a spotless record and number 6 national ranking, it's been a successful first half. Before kicking off the second half of the season, the team is going to be right here on the Red Zone. Welcome into the Red Zone. I'm Alex Simmons, joined by NCC head coach John Thorne. Coach, you guys head on the road for your first conference road trip and come away victorious.
It's always hard to play at Augustana, and our seniors have had to play out there 3 out of the 4 years, and they've come away with 4 victories in a row. So it was very, very exciting game, especially the first half. The very first quarter, everything was clicking, offense, defense, everything. And it slowed down a little bit before the game was over, but very proud of the guys and very happy for them.
And it was a very workmanlike effort, you know, a 20-point victory. Let's go to the highlight. Augustana is playing host to the number 6 ranked Cardinals in Rock Island. North Central hoping to stay undefeated. NCC up 14-zip in the second quarter. Quarterback Brad Crackle says, why not make it 20? He finds Joe Antonacci on a go route down the sideline to take the 3-score lead. Cardinal defense also getting involved. Valente Garza has been in opposing backfields all season long, and it continues. He gets a sack of Augie QB David Lee, his 7th on the season. Second half now, and Augie needs to get something going. The Viking offense has the ball to start the quarter. On 4th down, Lee drops back to pass, scrambles out of trouble, and finds Kyle Hudman down the sideline for 18 yards. First down Vikings. Later in the drive, it's 4th down again, and Lee is creating again. This time he finds his running back Robert Wood, and Wood scampers in for the score. But the Cardinals would answer right back. Second down from the Augie 25, and Crackle simply gives to Nick Kukoc. The sophomore makes a couple guys miss at the line and bursts up the middle for the score, 27-7 NCC. Fourth quarter now, your score is 27-14. Crackle takes the snap and pitches to Steve Lavick. He looks stuck, but go-go Lavick reverse field. He fools everyone, making a great play with his legs. 49 yards in all on the carry, but he definitely covered more ground than that. First down Cardinals. 2 plays later, Crackle gives the run look and finds Alex Hahn in the end zone. 34-14 after that, and that's your final score. And Coach, the defense has been the star of the show this year. You know, 1st in rush defense nationally, 9th in total defense, 5th in scoring, 1st in sacks, and you know they got to be upset about giving up 14 points, but still played really well for you guys.
Well, the first half, they didn't have to make very many plays because the offense just ate up the whole first quarter, and they had done great things already in the first half. But we did have a little bit of a letdown, you know, coming out in the second half, and that really frustrated the players and the coaches a little bit. And so we're working hard on some more technique and fundamentals this week, and I'm sure we're going to get back to playing full speed for all 4 quarters. But we're very, very excited about what they're doing.
And Valente Garza, he's been just short of incredible. 7 sacks this season, which ranks him 7th in the nation in sacks per game. What do you think has been the key to his renaissance since you guys put his hand on the ground this year and converted him to a D-end?
You know, Alex, that's a great question. He worked very, very hard to get stronger and a little bit bigger, because he knew he was going to play that position. Where Willie came in thinking he was going to be a linebacker, and we moved him to that position. And so they're a great complement to each other, and our DN coach, Anthony Antonacci, has just done marvelous things with them, and they enjoy his coaching. They're responding well to it. And by rotating bodies, it's helped an awful lot too, because what we're asking those 2 guys to do, to be able to do it every single down for 60 plays, maybe even more, that would be hard for them to keep that same energy level. So by having them get rest and back out there, it's wow, they're playing hard and fast when they're on the field, and it's fun to watch, and especially Valenti had a great game against Augie.
And as we switch to the other side of the ball, running back's another position where you guys have rotated guys in and out. That's our game-changing performance this week. The offense does get one finally. And Jordan Tassio, Nick Kukoc, and Denzel Thompson have been great for you guys. As you know, we take a look at the video, gobbling up yardage, and it's one of those things where they're getting the 5-6 yards per carry, maybe not breaking off as many of those big runs, but these guys have really wear down the defense as the game goes on.
You know, they do, and our time of possession is huge because we're getting 5-yarders and not 20 and 30-yarders. But I do think the really big gainers are just one step, one block away from really every game starting to have those. So we're looking forward to what the three guys can keep doing.
Definitely, and you know, as we see Brad Crackle running there, quarterback is another position that you guys like to run the ball and do a pretty good job with as well.
Well, we love it. Our linemen are doing some good things. This was an amazing run here by Nick. We totally missed a block. He had to beat a tackler in the backfield, made 2 more great cuts, and then picked up some blockers downfield for the touchdown.
And the wide receivers getting involved here as we see Steve Lavick.
Now this was amazing. 49-yard run. We should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage. So we still didn't block everything beautifully, but the guys made plays because they're athletic and they see things.
Definitely. And this was a big question mark, this position coming into this season for you guys this year.
Sure.
How much has this tandem or this trio of Tassio, Kukoc, and Thompson really impressed you as a coach with all the questions that were there coming in?
A lot of questions coming in and tons of questions all through camp because we couldn't get all 3 of them healthy. Mm-hmm. And right now, they're the most healthy that they've been for the whole season. So I really think it's going to continue to get better and better and better as the season goes on. But each one's different, you know, and that makes it hard on the defense because Denzel can just power, and Nick has got the steps like this, and Jordan has got a really good speed. If we can just get a few more things blocked for him, he's going to have a lot of long gains.
And those guys were a big factor in the hard-fought conference victory. And the toughness of conference games is the focus of this week's What's the Word?
CCIW is a great conference. We were real pumped coming in. We knew it was their homecoming. We knew there were going to be some distractions, but that just kind of fired us up a little bit more. Obviously, Augustine is a great team. They're going to have a great year. So we just knew we had to come in, do our job, and play consistent.
And we've certainly had great respect for their program and what all they've done over the last couple of years. You know, it's an outstanding program. And, you know, for us, we're not there, you know, by any means. We've been trying to nip at their heels for a while, and we just got to keep plugging away at it. This is a league. It's really hard to go undefeated through it.
We knew that they're a very good team. They're well coached, and they got good players. So this was a good win for us. But you know, we also we got to see what we have to keep working on to be where we want to be at the end of the season. And I mean, we just got to keep getting better every week. And competition only gets tougher. This is a tough conference. Luckily, we made it through this week, but every week's a battle.
Coach, what is it about this conference that makes these road games so tough?
Well, it has been a great conference for a long time, and it's really tough at Augustana because they're the flagship of the whole conference. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've won 21 titles, and nobody else is even close to that. So you've got to be ready every week.
And another tough conference opponent, Milliken, coming to Benedetti Worley this week. For your offense, what's one of the keys you see going up against the Big Blue?
Well, they can run the football, and their running back's very shifty. He can get through a little tiny crease, and so defensively it's going to be a really exciting game, but a little scary because he can make a big play in any time. Mm-hmm. Their defense has been giving up some points, but they are physical kids, and we're hoping that we can keep our offense on the field long enough to make it tough for their offense to have as many opportunities.
And you just barely beat me to it. Deion Wilson, he's been a horse for the Big Blue this year. Looking at the stats, second in the nation in rushing yardage, 936 rushing yards through 5 games. What do you guys have to do to get in there and stop him? Is it a thing where these defensive guys has to trust where they need to be and just trust the scheme of things? or are guys really just going to have to bring their A game Saturday?
You know, that's a great question. We always talk about do your 1-11, and this is one of those games where that's really important, because if 8 or 9 guys are all exactly where they're supposed to be, but somebody else has made a big mistake, the crease won't look huge, but he'll find it. And when he gets at the second level, he's going to be hard to tackle.
And this is going to be strength against strength. You guys are the #1 rushing defense in the country, going up against a guy like Wilson. For you as a coach, this has to be fun, thinking about this chess match and what you guys are going to do going into this game.
These are the fun games when you have to see, okay, you've got good numbers here, we've got good numbers there. Who's going to come out on top on Saturday? So the guys are really fired up about it. We got a lot of work to do yet. Our scout team ran the ball all over us yesterday, so we got to shore some things up and make sure that the players understand each person's job. You know, if there's confusion, you slow down. We win because we're fast. We can't afford to be confused and thinking before we react.
Well, it should be a fun one to watch.
I think so, yeah.
Well, stick with us, because after the break, Coach Thorne and I will be joined by 2 offensive standouts from Saturday's victory.